That's right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another review class for our lab students, especially for those who are fans of auricular medicine. We are now on our 27th week, and today we shall be discussing the concha wall zones. So, we shall be using this diagram, this figure. Okay, so it should be somewhere here. Okay, let's start with gonadotropins. This is the point. Can you imagine? Okay?
Do not.
Sa wall ng concha. So this is the wall ng concha. This is
Concha.
yeah, the cavum concha, the inferior concha. Okay. Um, this is located, do you know what the gonadotropins are? No? They are, this is located at the concha wall near the intertragic notch. So this is the notch, remember? Oo. So, dito natin ilagay. Basta nasa wall siya ng concha ha. That's why parang you can see this thing here na parang nag-gray. So this is good for sexual dysfunction, low sex drive, infertility, irregular menstruation, premenstrual syndrome, and swelling of the testicles. Okay? Gonadotropins, the gonads. Okay, another favorite point, you should really try this. This is so good, no? In fact, last Saturday, hindi ko nag-attend, meron tayong discussion on the thalamus or the subcortex, which is one of the points that we use for the battlefield protocol. This is, of course, nasa concha wall, behind. So that means you have to really go behind, no? Behind the antitragus, where the concha wall meets the floor of the inferior concha. Can you imagine? Oh. This is so masakit if you need to needle this, if you are in pain. Okay? Indications, it affects the functions of the thalamus, relay connections to the cerebral cortex, hypothalamic regulation of autonomic nerves and endocrine glands. So this is very good for pain disorders, neurasthenia, mental disorders, o yung mga may mental disorder, cardiovascular disorders, and internal organ imbalance. So gonadotropins, thalamus point. Okay, then we have the circulatory system. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, this corresponds to the PC point, no? PC. Yeah. Location is along the PC6 nandito. Along the concha wall between the antihelix and the antitragus ridge. Okay, so the circulatory system is indicated for heart attack, o kung meron kang heart disease or hypertension, circulatory problems, cold hands and feet. Kaya pag yung pasyente mo malamig yung kamay, malamig yung paa, you use this. Okay? The circulation system. Next, we have the dizziness point here. So katabi lang siya. Okay, this is the thalamus. Ito na dizziness point. It is located on the concha wall below the occiput point. So this is good for dizziness and vertigo. Then we have the parathyroid gland here. Concha wall inferior to the thyroid gland. No? So dito yung thyroid. So ito yung midlow, thyroid, and of course, the parathyroid here. Concha wall inferior to the thyroid gland point. This is for calcium metabolism dysfunction. Yung may muscle cramps, muscle spasms. Okay? Then
Doc,
we have,
question. What causes parathyroidism?
okay, when you have There are women who cannot metabolize the calcium. So especially pag kulang ka ng
Mm,
calcium. So ang tendency is the parathyroid will
and
become,
that one.
yeah, we'll have to make up for it. Okay?
Mm,
So especially if medyo tumatanda na, no? Kaya yun.
mm,
So parathyroid gland. So think of yun. Think of parathyroid gland. Then we have the thyroid gland. Magkatabi lang sila. Mas mataas yung thyroid. Diyos ko, nakalimutan ko na saan yung thyroid para sana sa ano ba. Hindi ko mahanap-hanap. Because not all books will show you where the thyroid is, no? So I hope this will help. Concha wall above the junction of the concha ridge. This is the ridge. Okay. Hanapin mo yung ridge. Diba this is the ridge that separates the inferior from the superior concha. Superior concha is also known as the Cymba concha. Inferior concha is the Cavum concha. So, dito sa may ridge. Above the junction of the concha ridge and the inferior concha. Can you imagine it? Di ba may junction yan dito? Mm. Okay, nasa taas siya. It affects your metabolic rate, traits hyper, even hypothyroidism, goiter, and sore throat. Then we have the inferior cervical ganglia, okay, which is here. Katabi lang din ni thyroid, okay. Junction area of the inferior concha ridge and concha wall. This is good for migraines and whiplash. Ano yung whiplash? Here. Then we have the middle cervical ganglia. So this is the inferior, the middle junction of the inferior concha and concha wall. So the middle cervical ganglia is good for hypertension, muscle tension, poor vascular regulation. And then the mammary gland. So nandito na sa taas-taas ng konti. Concha wall above the thyroid gland point. Okay. Problems of milk secretion, breast development, breast cancer. So for women, like hindi nag-breastfeed, you might want to stimulate this point. Then there's the thymus gland, no? Okay, thymus gland. Okay, alam niyo ba ang thymus? You know what it is? Okay, hindi na yan lumalaki. So, yung iba, kasi lumalaki tayo, so parang feeling mo, parang lumiliit siya, no? And the thymus, this is where we rely on the teeth, the T helper and the T suppressor cells. T, yeah. Ang T helper, ito yung tinatawag yung ibang mga tao.
TTT4.
Yeah. No, iba yung T3, T4.
TTT4.
Oh.
Ano?
Ito naman, ito yung T helper, may mga T cells to. So, ibig sabihin galing sa thymus. Iba din yung B cells, they produce antibodies. Ito, this is a cellular level, no? So, kaya tawag T4, T suppressor and T helper. So it is located on the concha wall of the concha ridge. So it affects the development of the immune system, yung pa nating nagko-common colds, influenza, allergies, cancer, HIV, o kung may AIDS na, autoimmune disorders. Okay? Para matulungan yung kanyang mga retroviral drugs.
Mm,
Adrenal gland. And be careful ha, kasi baka mamaya, do not ever presume na negative yung pasyente mo. Oh, tapos nagdumugo pa, then nasugatan mo sarili mo, ay good luck. I had one patient who is HIV positive, so I had to worry a lot of cottons. Buti naman honest siya for telling me. Okay. O, diba? Biglang kinabahan. Kaya wag masyadong ano, tapos dapat ano ha, never run out of cotton. And if you know your patient is HIV positive, of course, you need to use oh.
Love.
Lalo na pag may heat, ay talagang nagbi-bleed siya pag tinanggal mo yung ano, kaya be careful. And then, you need to really sterilize the forceps, no? Yeah. Okay. Adrenal gland here. Concha wall on the lower border of the inferior. Diba? Ito yung inferior, ito yung superior. Lower border, inferior anti-helix screws close to the kidney point. Ito yung Chinese kidney. Di ba dito yung sa Chinese na kidney? Okay. Siyempre, ang adrenals kasi located on top of the kidney, di ba? So this is for disturbances of adrenocortical functions, Addison's disease. I hope you know what they mean. Cushing syndrome, stress-related disorders, inflammatory disorders, immune system disorders. Then we have the sympathetic postganglionic nerve. Okay. Location, concha wall, close to the adrenal gland point. This is the adrenal gland, di ba? Okay, try using this daw for back pain. Maganda to siya. Saka may blood circulation problems. So na marami na kayong options. Actually, di ba, nandito yung back natin. Okay. Okay, that's it. We're done. Any questions?
Yeah. No
Thank you
question.
so much for joining.